Welcome back to the KCX Podcast, and man, do we have an episode for you today. I'm Justin. I have Brandon here beside me for a little while. I'll be here for a little while. Then I'll be back later.
Yeah, you're going to leave.
Maybe in another episode. But yeah, so today we are going to be introducing some of our team members because they're all in town. So we're going to try to do another 15, 20 minutes per,
something like that.
Per team member, I guess.
It'll be kind of rapid fire.
It'll sort of be like the sales team, though.
Yeah.
Mostly sales team guys.
Yeah.
The guys that aren't here typically.
Yeah.
So, that's what we're going to be doing. Brandon is going to actually take on 3 or 4 interviews on this actual podcast. And then on a separate podcast later down the road, maybe a few days from now, we'll have another one where I will have, 3 to 4 team members.
Yeah. Should be fun.
So, it'll be fun. Give some little introductions of all the employees, what they do, how they got here.
Yeah, because the people need to know all of us.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. You guys have had enough of just me and Brandon. So
they need a break.
It's time to bring in some other guests. So but who do we have first up?
We have Ian Oblin. Standing right over there.
Yeah, so Ian's going to be coming in and talking about himself, some life stuff, how he got here, what he does here. This guy he's done a lot of things.
Worn a lot of hats.
Yeah, he's worn a lot of hats like I have. He's done a lot of multiple positions. But let's get into some interviews. I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah.
I'll be back on the next podcast.
Yep.
But I wanted to at least give a little introduction before we started this. So.
All right. Have fun with
I'll catch you guys later. Y'all enjoy these interviews.
Have fun with all your big business stuff.
Big business stuff.
Business stuff.
Let me go grab Ian.
All right. What's up, Ian?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
How are you?
Introduce yourself to the people.
My name is Ian. Do you want me to just do like a, hey, no, you don't know me from Adam introduction, or what do you want to see? Like how I got to KCX? What's
a little bit of everything, man. Just tell the people about yourself.
Right,
tell the people who you are.
All right. So background on me, I guess you could say I've been into cars my entire life. My father actually had a 67 Chevelle when I was growing up. It was a cream-colored Chevelle with like a black rag top on it.
That's awesome. I've actually never heard of this. I've never heard of this car.
That's why I saved it for the podcast.
Perfect.
But essentially, that's kind of where I fell in love with cars, and that shot me into, hey, I want to be in this industry or do something related to it to when I grew up. And then went to college at Mercer, actually, where Andrew, our CEO, went for a year and a half, and then fortunately transferred up to UGA. So finished out my education as a dog, which is awesome right now. If you're a dog fan, obviously you're enjoying those 2 national championships that we just got to enjoy, right?
I don't want to talk about it.
But hey, sorry, you're a tech fan. I guess we don't have to go there. But so essentially finished up there. And while I was at Mercer and UGA, I started my own detailing business. Love of cars started as a child, went through college at Mercer in Georgia, and then while I was getting my education, did the detailing on the side just to kind of have supplemental income, pay for a couple classes, just to kind of learn discipline on the financial side, and then kind of keep that love for cars alive. So
that's cool.
That's kind of been my background.
Honestly, that's kind of similar to how I ended up here because I was into cars too. We talk a lot about that actually, but get into cars and then you get into keeping them clean and then boom, the rest is history.
Yeah, we've got such a great team here, and talking to everybody about how they kind of got here has been so cool.
Yeah, everybody's got a lot of different backgrounds.
Very, very much so.
Yeah.
And so essentially from there, how I went to KCX was having the relationship established with Andrew from G-Technic and also Mercer. Mm-hmm. I graduated UGA, had a couple offers from, places that were related to my major, and ultimately was like, you know what, I want to go to KCX.
Yeah, you gotta have a little fun.
I sat down with Andrew, had coffee one morning, and I was like, look, man, well, can you put together a position? Because there wasn't really something for me to kind of step into at that position at that time. It was August 2024, I believe. And it was just, hey, we're still a grassroots company as KCX. Obviously, the brand is very established over in Germany, but over here, it's still kind of, we're establishing our foot. And there wasn't really a position open for me. So I was like, come on, man, you got to find something for me. So I kind of worked my way in. Started out doing warehouse, which was just kind of packing and shipping orders, which was what I was used to with G-Technic, so it wasn't anything foreign to me, right? But, as you guys kind of said, introducing me, wearing a bunch of different hats is what I've been doing, and what I've ultimately been good at is just kind of like a KCX multi-tool.
Yeah.
So learn
Jack of all
warehouse
trades.
stuff. Correct. That's kind of how I think of myself and how I've pieced myself into KCX here. So
Nice.
yeah. But yeah, so that kind of wraps up the background. But you didn't know that about me about the Chevelle. But yeah, I mean, my dad's kind of been into cars his whole life, and not like crazy, which is always weird. I kind of give him a little bit of crap about it because I'm like, you're such like a fake car guy because he likes cars, but
that's
he's not
funny.
like he's not like fully into it.
Yeah.
So I've kind of like taken that from him and have moved it forward in our generation and our lineage, which is kind of funny. But
So it's funny you say that because now I have a question, a burning
I've
question.
got an answer.
You were around Chevelle. I'm assuming
Okay.
that was kind of the space classic cars.
Right.
How did you
vintage
take
car.
that and get into European cars?
Okay, so, well, I work for a European company, so if that tells you anything,
That's fair.
Where the mind has gone.
That's fair.
I mean, through growing up, and that actually will tie back to the business. When you're trying to find the right product or find the right thing in anything, you do your research. Germany and German engineered products and cars tend to come to the top of lists when you are doing your research, right?
That's true.
So
I don't know. I'm a little biased to Japanese cars.
Hey, look, I'll give it to you.
The combo of Japanese cars and European detailing products.
Look, and I'm not saying Japanese cars are bad by any means. I love me a JDM car. I love an NSX or a GTR, and those are great cars by all means. But for the German track, how I got stuck on it was really just seeing I think it was a 964 or a 930 Porsche in magazines, or you're just growing up and you just see a 911, you're just like, man,
that'll do it. Yeah,
I think every kid at some
you're just
point,
locked in.
I mean, and that's cliche to say everyone wants a 911, right? But it's just a beautiful car.
Yeah. Do you want? Speaking of 911s, do you want to tell the people about that one you just got?
Yes, I actually did just pick up a 2000 996.1 with very low miles, about 36,000 miles.
That's insane. I still can't believe you found this car.
Listen, I have no idea
It's
how
so
I did it.
crazy.
And it's 6-speed. I don't think I mentioned that. But yeah, so I purchased it off of a 70-year-old gentleman whose legs were going out. Best possible story you could ever have.
Yeah. Because he took
retired.
pretty good care of it.
Oh, drove it 8,000 miles in the last decade. Only took it out on weekends and to go take his wife out on a date. I mean, and it was garage capped. It's like
perfect.
So there you go. That kind of ties back in. That's, when I was older, 24, right? But, growing up, but to your point, Chevelle was what my dad had. And so
Yeah.
I don't know how I really got there, but maybe just YouTube videos and just magazines and stuff.
Yeah. I kind of had the same thing because my dad has 2 old Camaros, but his one that we've been working on forever was his car. He bought it when he was in high school, actually, and it just kind of stuck around this whole time. And then we started restoring it because it sat and kind of rotted for a couple of years. And so I was always around classic cars, but then at some point I saw Mark IV Supra, and it just kind of like whoop, down that way.
Okay, well that's interesting. Question: Mark IV or Mark V?
Mark IV.
I mean, obviously, but
if I had the money.
Okay.
Is that what you're asking me? If I had money for each one?
I think actually that's just a bad question objectively. I think do you like where Toyota went with the Mark V from the Mark IV? Because I think if I'm being honest, Mark IV or Mark V, everyone's going to say Mark IV.
Yeah. So okay. So you've heard the joke about me telling Justin random deep cut car facts that he doesn't know? You haven't heard this bit?
No, but I like that.
Okay,
you're good at that stuff.
I always just rattle off random car facts at Justin when we're talking about it. I was not sure about the whole Mark V Supra Z4 space.
Yep.
I wasn't sure about that when I first heard about that. But then I read a bunch of stuff about it, and basically, we're getting down a rabbit hole here, but
I love it.
I was reading stuff about it, and basically what happened was Toyota wanted an inline 6 for the Supra because of inline 6s in the 90s. Toyota made good inline 6s in the 90s. They want another good inline 6.
Where do you go?
BMW was the only company left basically on the planet that was making good inline 6s. That is still making good inline 6s. Yeah. BMW is the only person left making good inline 6s.
It's in the Ineos Grenadier, by the way, if you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yes,
That's cool.
B58.
But basically what I read was Toyota hit up BMW and was like, hey, you make good inline 6s. Can we just have some of them? Yeah. And the other cool thing was Toyota wanted to maintain reliability because that's their whole thing. BMW shipped a bunch of the engines to Toyota, and Toyota put them through their stress test, which is a lot more rigorous than BMW's testing. Because Toyota wants everything to be reliable, they stress test everything like they put things through more stress.
Yeah,
in testing.
I heard a saying where some Toyota engines have to last 300,000 miles in a third world country or something like that. Was the metric or something like that.
Pretty much. So Toyota basically stress tested a bunch of stuff to their specs, and a bunch of them didn't pass. So they would go back to BMW and be like, "Hey, fix that," and then send us more.
So to that point,
so that there was a bunch of R&D. So Toyota basically got the engine from BMW and told them to make it Toyota reliable.
Right. Okay,
which is kind of cool. Point, which is why I don't have an issue with it anymore. I wasn't sure I was going to feel about it, and then I read all of that, and I was like, okay, we're good.
I was about to say, to that point, now how do you feel about Mark Vs?
They're cool. They're cool.
I agree. I mean, they're
and they look sick with wide bodies on them.
BMWs at the end of the day. I mean, right?
Kind of, right? Yeah. They're BMWs that Toyota put their stamp of approval on.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah,
which is good.
I like them, but
yeah, they're cool.
But hey, that's your Japanese and my BMW German.
Honestly,
having a baby right there.
Hot take. Do you want to know what sports car I would buy right now from Toyota before a Supra?
Would you go SUV or are you talking?
No, it's like sporty.
The GR.
GR Corolla.
Yeah.
If I had to go buy a new sports car from Toyota today, I'd buy a GR Corolla.
100 horsepower per cylinder.
They're so good,
dude.
They're so cool.
I would buy one tomorrow.
They're so cool.
They're
so cool.
I just don't have like the use for it. Like if
who cares? No one has a use for a sports car. I had an S2000.
Okay, listen. A lot of people go camping or have.
That's why you have. That's why I also had a 4Runner. Had an S2000. Had a 4Runner. It was good.
You're making a good case.
Yeah.
You're making a good case.
Yeah, problem solved. Just have two cars. You have a 4Runner and a 911.
Correct.
It's a perfect setup.
And they're both from 2000.
Yeah, you have a perfect setup.
Way.
You have a reliable SUV as your daily, and you have a really nice European sporty car.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. The insurance on that 911 you'd think was somewhat expensive. It's like $400 or $500 a year.
That's pretty good.
A year.
Oh, speaking of the 911, didn't Diego just work his magic on it?
He did his magic on it.
Yeah.
So I dropped it off at his personal shop at home because I wanted him to put his hands on it. He does fantastic work.
Yeah, he's a paint correction wizard.
I mean, literally, he did what?
That's why he's actually got that big beard. He's actually a wizard of paint correction.
Beard. I call him the KCX beard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally KCX colors.
Yeah.
In a beard.
Good.
I mean, you can't get much better than that. But yeah, so dropped that off at his shop, and he and his son actually, who was teaching to do detailing, who's gotten really good at it, put their hands all over it for about a week or two, on and off, just kind of in between trainings and doing work here, and then coming back home. So it turned out absolutely fantastic.
Dude, I saw that car after it was done. It looks so
it's a mirror.
Good, and it's such a good color too. That blue. What's the name of that color?
Ocean blue metallic is the name of the color.
Nice.
So it's got some
That's
flake
a good
in
color.
it. The interior's gray, so it's got a contrast. It's like the dark outside, the gray inside. Whether or not we sell it or we keep it, who knows? But I mean,
it looked so good.
Such a good looking car.
Yeah, because I remember Diego kind of borrowed it for a training class where it at least got like washed and prepped. And then you kind of just handed it to him after that and said, well, it's already prepped. Just go ahead and do. Is that kind of how it happened?
That was kind of the way I wanted it to get set up too, because obviously we've got our monthly trainings, which, hey, you guys get on if you haven't heard about it.
Yeah, go sign up for one of those.
They're great. So I was like, hey, let's go ahead and throw this guy in because it hasn't been deconned, and I don't know how long it had been washed because I bought it off the guy and just drove it out of his driveway. So, I mean, he was 70 years old. So
probably wasn't too contaminated. It was swirled.
It was. You saw that picture,
yeah.
Right? It was swirled.
Yeah, it was swirled.
However, it was, Diego threw the paint boy on it, whatever it's called, I don't know, test boy or whatever, and it was clear enough. The clear coat was thick enough to do a correction.
Okay, nice.
So
yeah, Diego threw down on it, dude. It looked so good.
Dude, it's great.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a good car.
We could sit here and have an entire podcast on just talking about that.
How good that car looks,
it turned out fantastic.
Yeah, Diego threw down on that.
He did.
Also, Diego, I don't know if you're listening, but we hope you're recovering well from your surgery.
We hope that your recovery is going well.
So everybody go tell Diego.
Put your prayers and thoughts out to Diego because he had a full knee replacement done about 4 days ago, and he's going to PT. I think yesterday or today is going to be his first day. So. He'll be in rehabilitation coming back from that.
Yeah, shout out to Diego.
Too many polish jobs on the old knees, man.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, no, I remember when I thought you were pranking me when you told me you bought that 911.
Well, here's the thing.
I was like, no, you didn't.
Well, here's the thing.
Who'd you borrow this from?
The market, I don't understand why the market is asleep on 996.
It's just headlights.
I guess.
No one likes them.
Here's the thing. I'll eat it up because if you can get a 911 for $30,000.
It's perfect.
That's a manual.
Yeah.
With the miles that I got on, I've done research pretty much every single day of trying to find a close to what I have spec on Facebook Marketplace, bring a trailer, anything. I can't.
Because it's got that weird aero package on it,
It's got a nice aero package, yeah.
That weird factory aero. I've never seen this, but it's cool.
It's not. Unfortunately, it's not factory aero.
Oh, I thought it was.
It's dealer added.
Yes. Okay, you told me that.
Porsche purists, sue me.
Whatever.
They'll ding you a couple grand for it.
You bought a 996. The purists are already mad at you.
Yeah, you're right. That's
just by owning a 996.
So and, hey,
they'll just get mad at you.
It's going to swing around. I guarantee you.
Here's what I think.
It's going to come around. The tides are going to turn. I've already seen YouTube videos being made about it. Obviously, my feed's biased because that's all I watch. But
here's what I think. I think the issue with 996s, not the issue, but the issue that people perceive with them is that it was 996's first water cooled.
Correct.
So you've already now changed away from the air cooled from people that like air cooled.
It is the first redheaded stepchild.
So you already got away from the air cooled thing that people like about 911s, and you have those funky headlights. Yep. It was just a recipe for people not to like them, because the problem is water cooled Porsche after 996 started to look better.
It did.
Not better, but look more 911-esque.
People liked it too because they also went back to the headlights of the older generation.
You have like this perfect mix of, you changed up pretty much the look of the car and went to water cooled.
Correct.
You changed too much at one time, and Porsche people got mad.
Initially, that'll kill value, but I think because of that, people will start to realize, oh wait, this is when Porsche really had to dig deep, and when they were in financial debt or crisis. I don't know if they were in debt, but their pockets were hurting, and they had to really come up with a good product. The fact that they used the most hated 911 to save their company,
which is crazy.
I think that's insane.
Do you want to know another fun fact?
Tell me. Oh, okay. Now I know. Now I see it. They just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, they just come in my head. Volkswagens, I know at least Beetles were still air cooled up until like not long ago, maybe in the last 7 to 10 years. Yeah, but in other countries, not U.S. spec Beetles.
Say that's odd.
There was a guy when I worked at an Ace Hardware when I was young, like right out of high school, and this dude pulled up in a right-hand drive Beetle. But it was like, you could tell it was like 2000s, like the little funny looking ones.
Beautiful one, yeah.
No, not like old pretty Beetles, like newer, like mid 2000s, 17-year-old girl Beetle. You know what I'm saying? That body style, like early to mid 2000s.
Imported a.
Yeah, he bought a Mexican one and brought it in. And he was like, yeah, it's air cooled. I was like, no, it's not. And he was like, yes, it is. They're air cooled in other countries. I was like, you know what? That's kind of cool.
Here's another reason why I like the 996 is an engine rebuild on a air cooled engine.
Insanely expensive.
It's like $20,000 to $40,000.
And like no one does it. I actually have an uncle that has my uncle's got it's like a mid 60s 912. So it's a 911 with a 4-banger.
Yeah.
Right?
That's sick.
Yeah. It's a whole, everything about it is 911 except for it's a 4-cylinder.
Okay.
Got a 4-cylinder in it. And it like, I've seen it run once, and he's had it for like my whole life basically. And he, in the last couple of years, was like, I want to get it. Like, it ran, it just didn't run well.
Right. Yeah.
But he needed the carbs redone. The carburetors, the valve on them, the little seats for the stick the butterfly rotates on. It was worn out, so those butterflies were all wobbly, and the AFRs were all off.
Just the stick that goes in the middle is
but you have to machine out that hole and put a grommet in it. So somebody had to drill it out real finely
and put a thicker
and put basically a grommet in it to reseal it.
I see. Okay, grommet.
Yeah, and he was like, took him forever to find someone to do it.
Well, I saw this on a video. I think Vintra actually put it out, where he was like, yeah, if you want to get a rebuild, it's one, expensive, but two, finding the person who
the guy that can do
still knows how to do it and was willing to do it, and who isn't backlogged for 2+ years on builds. So it's like,
actually the classic car shop I worked at for a while. I worked at one for like 6 or 8 months, not very long, but
that's interesting. I didn't know that. That's cool.
I worked at, it was a classic like resto shop, but it was awesome. A lot of like weird wonky cars. Like there was a dude there that his like what he was good at was old British cars. So he worked on like MGs really and old Land Rovers and stuff.
People have some really cool odd specialties.
Yeah, and then one guy was an air-cooled guy.
Got it.
And this dude brought in a 356 that he had pulled out of his like dad's garage. Yeah, untouched.
Imagine that luck. Imagine just one day you're going out to your garage, just you got a Coke in your hand, and you just crack the garage, and a 356 is just chilling in the shed.
But I think his dad or his grandfather had like passed away or something, and he had gotten the car. And it was like an untouched 356 that had sat for like 20 years.
And so it needed a ton of
it needed
stuff,
to go through everything.
But it was untouched.
Yeah, but he brought it in. It's funny. He was telling us a story. I don't remember the guy's name, anything else about him. I just remember hearing this story when he brought the car into the shop. He said as the tow truck was pulling the car out of the garage, flat tires, dust, spider webs, everything. He was like, yeah, a neighbor of mine walked over and offered me $60 cash on site.
I bet. And that's low, but like,
yeah, because it was going to be worth double that once we went through brakes and carburetors and made it work.
I think 356s are up close to 7 figures, aren't they?
It wasn't the spec that are $1 million cars. It wasn't a speedster, and it wasn't a. There's one with a bigger engine.
Levels to the 350.
A couple different specs. Everyone wants the convertible, and there's an option with a little bit bigger engine. Those are the ones that like hit.
Got it.
And there's like 1 year. There's like 1 year where those converged. It was like a 54, 55, 56, somewhere around there.
You know your German history.
A little bit.
You know your Porsche stuff a little bit.
A little bit.
So you're Japanese like dialed.
Yeah.
So you could talk anything on Honda, Toyota.
Honda, Toyota, some Nissan, some Subaru.
Nissan. Okay, I was a Datsun guy. I was always looking at Datsuns when I was a
Datsons are cool.
240
old
builds,
ones, yeah,
something like that.
Yeah,
I just
they're
love
cool.
that body style so much.
They're cool. They're really good for putting other engines into. Also, another funny story from working at that car shop. This dude had an old 280Z.
Okay.
Like the real long nose ones, the old ones. And dude, the body of this car had so much rust. So much rust. There were holes in the fenders and stuff. It was a disgusting chassis. Like it was straight, but it was just rusty.
Yeah, just hold out.
And this guy was like, yeah, can we just like do what we can on it? Because it wasn't my call. I was just an apprentice. But the guy that was working on it was like, hey, you're going to dump all this money into this chassis for what? You should just go get a new shell.
You're going to spend $6,000 on body filler.
Yeah, like you should just get like a shell. Like it would have been, it wouldn't have made sense to fix it. Just go buy a new shell. The car ran and drove.
Okay.
So we were like, just get a shell. We'll take everything and put it up into the new one.
That's smarter to do.
And instead of doing that, unannounced, this dude brought a pallet of subframes, axles, diff, Willwood brakes, BC coils, like a 4 set of wheels. Was like, hey, I want to make it a track car. Bolt all this to the bottom of the car.
Off that chassis, off that body.
No, he just brought it. He had bought it all new.
Oh.
Or like pulled it off another car or something. Hey. But like all 280Z, like I said, LSD, new subframes, new arms, coilovers, Willwood, like 6-pot Willwood brakes. He dropped off like $15,000 in parts and was like, put it on the rusty car. And we were like, dude, no.
This guy, so he obviously had the right idea, but just wrong plan.
Yeah, literally dropped off $15,000 worth of suspension and alignment.
Was this aftermarket performance 280Z parts, or was this stock stuff to go on an old?
Oh no, it was all aftermarket stuff.
Got it.
All aftermarket stuff. BC coilovers, Willwood brakes, everything. And was like, hey, this $15,000 worth of basically track spec suspension and brakes, put it on the rusty car. And we were like, no.
I mean, yeah.
Not no, but we were like, dude, you should really go. Like, if you want to do this, just go buy a straight shell. It'll cost you. If you just buy a roller, it'll cost you $6,000 maybe.
They're not expensive.
No,
they're not. They're
not running, driving.
Light,
yeah,
they're very light chassis.
They're cool. They're really good for, like I said, they're good for putting other engines into, like LSs.
You had an S2000.
Mm-hmm. Also a great car to put an LS in. But
I looked at S2000s in high school all the time.
I love that car.
You had it wasn't. How many miles were on it?
Had some miles on it. When I sold it, I had like one.
But it's a Honda. It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, it had some weird stuff that I had to. It had some weird stuff that I had to sort out. It was a good car, but when I bought it, I didn't realize someone had basically jammed an AP2 engine into it with no other supporting mods. It was an AP1, and someone just put the 2.2 from the later ones in there with no ECM, no tune, no wiring harness.
But it was mostly plug and play. I would have.
Yeah, I basically just put an ECM in it and tuned it. Good. Basically, just took it to a Honda tuner guy, and he was like, he basically ordered an ECM and a wiring harness like adapter.
Okay.
Where I can make that motor work in the car and get the right fuel signal to it, because that was the issue. That was the issue I had to figure out. It was running lean.
It just wasn't talking to itself, right?
It wasn't. Yeah. Basically the 2.2 is obviously going to need more fuel than a 2 liter, but it was only feeding that motor enough fuel for a 2 liter because no one told the computer. So it was running
off 2 liter computer ECM, so the guy put a bigger motor and then sold it.
Yep.
And so
sold it actually no, before I got the car, the last title transfer on it, somebody had traded it into a Dodge dealership in like Ball Ground. And then the guy I bought it from, because Dodge dealership's not going to sell it, sold it at auction. And then I bought it from like some skeevy used car dealer guy.
Skeevy used car dealer guy. Well, he probably got a really good deal on it at auction.
Probably.
If I had to guess.
Yeah. I bought it for a really good deal.
Yeah,
but there was some stuff wrong. I bought it for a good deal for what S2000s are now.
Right. And still made some good money because the market swung up after you had purchased it from what I remember.
Just if you don't count, I think I did the math right. I think even if you count the modifications and stuff I did to it, I think I still made money.
Yeah, you made even or
purchase
more,
price.
Right?
Purchase price to sell price, I made $5,000. But if you take out mods, I think
that just doesn't. Well, look,
if you take out mods, I think I made like $1,000.
Most people
because I put like
cars,
wheels, a hard top, I put all kinds of stuff on it.
Most people who own cars are going to go negative or way negative in a car.
Yeah, that's why I buy Hondas and Toyotas.
Yep. Okay, well, look, I'll give you that. I'll give you that all day.
I also owned my 4Runner for 9 years. I put almost 100,000 miles on it, and I sold it for
$1,000 less than you bought it.
$550 less than I bought it for.
Well, I mean that's a third gen. I mean, you can.
Yeah, I also got it for a ridiculously good price. We got it right after I graduated high school. It was a 4-wheel drive. It was lifted. Other than that, it was untouched.
Okay.
Bone stock, just a lift and bigger tires, stock wheels, everything.
Okay, what
It was
how
160.
many cars have you had throughout your entire life? Has it been 4Runner, S2000? Is that it, or have you had any others?
I basically got a hand-me-down Mitsubishi Montero Sport from my dad in high school.
Mitsubishi Montero.
Basically,
Sport.
Mitsubishi's attempt at making a 4Runner.
No. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I had one of those.
Nice.
Then got the 4Runner. Then got the S2000. Sold both of those, and got the Tacoma I have now.
Sweet. Yeah, the Tacoma's great.
But yeah, that 4Runner I bought, it had 165,000 miles on it. Bone stock.
Just broken
4-wheel
in,
drive.
65,000 miles on it.
And lifted.
Just broken in.
Ready? That low of miles.
Mm-hmm.
$5,500 was what we bought it for.
And was it the 4-wheel drive?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
4-wheel drive manual case, not the electric case with the dial. It was a manual case with a shifter in the floor.
See, the ultimate spec third gen for me is like honestly, the mileage, if it's under 200K, really doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, you're pretty much good.
But a stick shift with the stick.
Yeah, stick shift ones are cool.
I mean, gosh, those things are cool.
I thought about getting a manual Tacoma.
Ooh.
When I bought the Tacoma I have now.
Are those on the rack or are those?
And it's on the floor. They're 5 speeds, yeah.
Wow. Dude, I mean,
I thought about it, but I was like,
here's how I say it. You only live once. Why not just do it? That's how I see it.
Because the manuals aren't like that fun to drive.
Well, okay,
daily.
For a truck,
I dailied my
S2000
S2000 for a while, and looking back, that was so dumb. Daily driving a manual car is so stupid.
I'd do it.
Like, it's fun, but
if I could daily, I'll say this: if I could daily the 996, I would. I don't do it. But
I dailied the S2000 for like 2 years. And my 4Runner just sat and collected dust.
The 4Runner, I actually gave the 4Runner to my brother.
Nice.
We swapped cars.
What did you get out of that?
He's got a Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's actually pretty nice.
It's like a new Grand Cherokee?
It's a 2011. It's a 4x4 Overland. So it's got
cool.
the 5.7 Hemi. It's got like really nice Napa interior leather. It's fully loaded, cool. Really cool heated steering wheel, like everything. I don't know why I decided that.
Dude, the things I would do for a heated steering wheel.
November and December, these 2 months, because obviously I've just gotten the car.
Is so good.
I realized why it's an option.
Yeah.
I mean, it's premium.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty nice. So I have that. It's not mine. Obviously, we just traded. But I wanted him to have the 4Runner up in Athens because he's up at UNG Oconee, hopefully transferring into Georgia. And that's the car that I had up there. And it's just better. Just good to have. I mean, you've got the 33-inch tire with the lift. It can kind of handle anything.
Yeah.
If you hit a curb, it's fine. You know what I mean?
I got into all kinds of crazy stuff up in the mountains and stuff. Because me and my buddies used to go like offroading, go camping out in the woods, kind of overland style. Which it was crazy because it wasn't even.
You're better to do it because you have the 4x4. Mine's just a 2-wheel drive limited. I'm a pavement princess, but you have the reason to do it.
But yeah, dude, it was funny. It was me and my buddy had a Subaru Crosstrek that I convinced him to lift and make all crazy. When he bought it, he probably doesn't listen to this, but we were all kind of into cars and we would mess around with cars on the weekends and stuff just in high school. And like right before the end of high school or right after, he bought this Crosstrek. And he was like, I'm just going to leave it stock. I'm not going to mess with it. And so for like 6 months, every time we would be talking about it, I'm like, dude, just get one of those like little 2-inch spacer lifts. You'll be fine. Yeah. Just get one.
Put a roof rack on it.
Yeah. I would just mess with him and be like, dude, those 2-inch spacer lifts are like a couple $100. Yeah, it'll look sick. Put tires on it.
Yeah.
And he would be like, no, I'm leaving it stock. And then he calls me one night. He was like, well, I ordered my lift. I was like, got him.
Yeah. All it takes.
Got him.
One thing.
But yeah, so me and him and then another buddy had a Jeep that we would all go out camping and stuff.
Okay, that's funny. So you and your buddies were the off-road uplift. Me and my buddies were I had a Mustang and BMW. My buddy had
had a Mustang?
A Focus RS. And my other buddy had a WRX.
You had a Mustang.
I had a 2009 manual, Mustang.
Dude.
Yes, I did. And I wrapped it. It was tangerine. I'll show you colors.
Dude,
I'll show you pictures.
I had not had not pegged you as a Mustang guy.
Yeah. So I asked you what cars you had. I had a let's see. First car was a 128i.
Good.
In 2008.
Those are sick.
Sick
Those
car.
are sick.
However, that car would stall on me whenever I would stop at a stop. I mean, the Van Noo solenoids were like the Achilles heel of that engine.
Yeah.
So like I'd go. I don't know what it was. N50 something.
N54.
The non-turbo, the NA version of that engine. But it would stall at stoplights and stop signs and stuff like that. So it would piss me off. It ran great. It was a nice high revving engine, but it was unreliable.
Yeah, those engines are sick.
Unreliable. It would whistle. I would be like, all right, I need to get rid of this.
Call
thing.
back to BMW inline 6s, 128s.
I'm telling you, they make a good inline.
They're cool.
6.
Yeah, 128s are cool.
But yeah, so then I went from that to the Mustang. So we
the
found
wild jump of cars.
right. So we found we bought it sight unseen on a kind of skeevy used car dealer in Florida.
That's exactly how you should buy a 2009 Mustang.
Absolutely.
Now, opposite of that is not how I should have bought my S2000. There are some things looking back that I shouldn't have bought it from that guy.
Well, look, hindsight's 2020.
But
right?
if you're going to buy a 2009 Mustang, buy it from a skeevy used car.
Always buy your second used car sight unseen from a shady guy who's not from this country.
Yeah, especially if it's a Mustang. Especially if it's a Mustang. That just that all lines up. Anyway,
so we bought it in Florida, shipped it up. It was pretty much fine. All it really needed was like a rethreaded shift knob because the circular shifting would just flop around and come off. So I just retapped the threads, and that was pretty much all it needed.
That's so crazy that even happens.
I don't know how you can misthread a.
Yeah.
But anywho, it was really nice. It was a tangerine, so that's like that mid 2000s tangerine Mustang color. So
dude, you couldn't pay me enough to drive a car that color.
I was a cop's worst nightmare. I mean, they could see me coming from a mile away.
That's so funny.
But didn't get any speeding tickets in it though. However,
probably because they're slow.
They are pretty slow. They're actually ridiculously slow. They're loud.
Is that 4.6 or were they back to?
It's a 4.6. It was
okay,
4.6 V6, and so I was.
Oh, those are like 3.5 V6s.
Oh my gosh.
It was you had an orange V6 Mustang, dude.
Yeah,
this is crazy.
I was one of those guys, wasn't I?
This is getting out of hand.
Well, here's the thing. Honestly, responsible father. Thank you. What father do you want driving a V8 Mustang around high school? I mean, I would have flipped that thing, to be honest.
That's fair.
So having that was awesome. I mean, I did the whole 9 to it. I wrapped it red. I did some interior bits to it. I put a cool shift knob on it, AMR racing wheels. So like I hyped it up.
Yeah.
I'll show you some photos. It looked really cool. So then from there, I actually went back to Beamer. So
Good.
I sold that and then got a F30 328i at auction.
Cool.
So that was a 2010.
Yeah.
With the
pretty chill.
Not an M car, but just M Sport package.
Yeah.
So I had the M suspension and M interior. So it was like this cool gray interior.
Yeah, gray with like the red and blue little accents. Yeah.
So tuned that. I had my way with that. I just had a cool little, hey, if I'm picking up a car, I'll put a couple $100 into it from a paycheck, just modding it, right? Just true kind of car nut growing up. So that one was great. I had that a year or two into college, and I threw a bunch at that. Headlights, taillights, side skirts. Painted the wheels myself. I did an Alcantara steering wheel. I tuned the transmission and the engine. So I think it was mean. I went to a muffler shop, got the muffler cut off, and the whole 9.
It's funny you talk about the steering wheel because I actually want to get your opinion on this.
Okay.
I'm not going to buy this. Just a little part of me does want to.
Now that you said that, I'm going to convince you to try it.
So I was looking at some website for something I wanted for my Tacoma. And the thing with owning the Tacoma is it's cool, but I bought it. I made myself buy a 2-wheel drive one, so I wouldn't. So you
wouldn't be tempted. Actually, I applaud you for that because you totally would. Take
if I let myself buy a 4-wheel drive one, it's going to end up a huge stupid vehicle like a 4Runner.
Yeah, it is.
So I was like, if I just buy a 2-wheel drive one, I'm not going to want to do it.
That's actually really funny.
But the problem is the little guy in me that wants to mod cars he's still in there somewhere. He never leaves.
Oh no, they
looking through a website, looking for like a phone mount or something for the dash of my Tacoma. There's a company that makes a carbon fiber steering wheel for it, and I'm like, this would be
carbon fiber steering wheel for your Tacoma.
It's so stupid.
Does it look okay? But here's the thing.
It looks awesome.
It has to match. Does it match, or does it look all racy and weird? Like
no, it's literally just a glossy carbon fiber steering wheel, flat bottom, with a red stripe on the top in the middle.
So like kind of TRD-esque.
But like, so you would basically take the steering wheel off and bolt this one on, and then put the factory airbag back in the middle of it.
Airbag. That's
so
what
it would
the
fit
BMW
factory.
one was.
Yeah.
It was
and
the BMW one was literally the exact steering wheel that I had. Just someone had probably taken the leather off and Alcantara'd it, and then was selling it on eBay.
But yeah, I found the steering wheel, and it's like literally just a bolt in, and then you put the airbag right back into it. And I'm like, dude, this is so stupid.
For what?
There's
$680. Come on.
It's like 500.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But there's no. It's a truck. There's no need to have a carbon fiber flat bottom steering wheel in your Tacoma, but it's cool. Comment below and tell me if I should do that.
Buy some more chemicals from us. Maybe one day we'll be able to afford a $500 steering wheel off rip.
Do you think I should do that? I wanted to get your opinion. What would you do if you were me?
Right now, no, I wouldn't do it. But if you got a lift and some really cool like Nitto.
But see, now we're getting off track.
I understand that, but that's like now that's where it would make sense. I don't think you start there. I think that's a supporting.
But wouldn't it be funny if I did?
Absolutely.
A bone stock Tacoma with a carbon fiber steering
now you're
wheel.
trying to get me to say yes. Just so you get
yeah, you need to validate this purchase.
I'll be your angel and your devil. Your angel, what I would say would be to mod more of the car before buying it, so it kind of fits into a supporting mod like a lift and tires, so it like fits something. The devil in me would be like, yeah, dude, go ahead and buy it.
I do want new wheels. I hate the wheels on my truck.
They're not bad, but you can still get some money for them.
So ugly.
You can get some money for them. Well, they're out of style. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They were in style, and those things were popular. When
they're
were
ugly
style.
wheels, dude.
I actually don't know what the name of them are, but
I don't even remember. RRW, I think, is the brand.
RRW. That doesn't ring a bell.
I think I could be wrong, but they're ugly wheels. The problem is the truck was such a good buy. I wasn't gonna not buy it because of the wheels that were on it. I was like, I'll figure it out later.
Those were on.
Yep, on the truck when I bought it. The truck was such a good deal. It had 85,000 miles on it.
Yeah, you don't.
I couldn't. Like, I was like, I can't pass this up.
You got a great deal for that car.
With just these stupid wheels on it.
Did the stock wheels from that generation look any better? Like, could you go back OEM?
Yeah, I just gotta find some on like Facebook.
I'm sure you could find some for pretty cheap. Someone who's trying to get into an upgrade and just wants to sell their stock ones cheap.
That's kind of how Toyota wheels go, because everyone who bought a 4-wheel drive Tacoma and then bought Method race wheels or something like that are selling their stock ones. Correct. Like that's the first thing any Toyota guy does that is building an overland style like 4-wheel drive off-road thing.
The stock ones off.
They're just going to buy SCSs or Methods or something like that.
I mean,
and
you could probably get some good rubber too.
Yeah, I just got to find them.
You can get a good wheel and tire setup with good rubber on Facebook if you just wait for a little bit.
Yeah.
That's how I found the Porsche. It was literally a couple
Scrolling
hours.
Facebook Marketplace.
Couple hours a day, just going on.
Yeah.
And it popped up. It was literally 3 lines of text. That's how I knew too. I was like, oh, this is crazy.
That's crazy.
3 lines was like low miles, 6-speed, barely driven. I was like, cha-ching, calling you right now.
Yeah.
That's how it worked out.
Were you worried there was a catch with that thing? Were you worried something would be wrong with it when you got there?
You know, honestly, analyzing enough posts, it gave me actually this weird confidence. Funny enough. Like usually you can see a couple photos and be like, all right, they're trying to hide something here. They're trying to hide it in the description of like make it sound all good. And you walk over to you go to the car and it's got like a scratch all the way down the quarter panel that they didn't want to disclose, or something to that effect. But analyzing it, talking to the guy. I mean, he put his wife on the Facebook post kind of as like a front. So I was like, oh, this is all perfect. Like he doesn't want a bunch of people screening him and blowing up his phone. And he appreciated the fact that I wanted to call him. He was like, everyone has just been texting me, bombarding me about like, hey, is this factory arrow? Is this factory arrow? Like everyone wanted to know, like, is this factory arrow? And it kind of pissed him off is what he said. So I was like, oh, this kind of worked out perfect for me because I just was very nice. And it's kind of how I treat everybody. I was like, hey, how you doing? Like, saw that you posted the car. Like, what's your story? What's the story with the car? And then we honestly had like a 45-minute conversation. Just talking, getting to know each other.
Pretty cool.
He asked me about me. I asked him about him. Told me all about his framing business down in Fayetteville. And he was like, yeah, I just can't get in and out of the car anymore. And he had a couple other cars. He had an M3. He had a Supra, BMW Supra.
It's cool.
And his son worked at the Audi dealership in South Atlanta. So he's kind of got this kind of like car nut vibe to him.
All kinds of stuff going on.
But like older, mid-2000. Like nothing like super, super crazy, but also super cool. If that made sense. And he had done like the BMW experience over in Germany at the factory and was showing me some of the gifts from the gift shop that he had. And I was like, dude, you're cool. Like, can we hang out?
Just made a friend.
Literally. So honestly, he has the stock steering wheel from the car because his son purchased an upgraded one from like the 997. It's not a 997. It is for the 996, but it was like an option
wheel, yeah.
So he's got the stock one that I still need to go back and get from him. But yeah, that's how it happens. You literally just scroll through Marketplace, and I'm sure anyone watching this has found something similar where they're just on it and something just pops up, and you're like, how did no one else like just jump on this?
Yeah,
right. So yeah, that's kind of how it all worked out. But yeah, it's been great, and this week's going to be exciting.
This week is going to be exciting. It's funny you talk about that guy getting harassed on Marketplace. It reminded me when I sold my S2000. You know the one question people kept hounding me with? Because you saw the
S2000 for
well, I got some context. You know, I had like one of those fixed back bucket like racing seats in the car. All I got hounded with was, do you still have the stock seat?
Really?
Yeah.
So people preferred the stock seat over that.
I guess. Seat. I mean, a racing seat is kind of stupid.
But
because a racing seat, guess what? Not comfortable.
Well, yes, but
it was fun to drive in. Made me feel like I was driving fast.
How expensive are those seats? Like
stock seats?
Is a stock OEM S2000 seat hard to come by? Is it expensive? Are they leather or cloth? Like
they're OEM. They're leather.
Okay.
Anything OEM S2000 is a little hard to come by because most people aren't ripping parts out of theirs. A lot of the
makes sense.
The way the market's gotten on them, they've kind of gotten not gate kept, but like people aren't messing with them unless you get like one that already had been messed with, like I did.
Got it.
I didn't buy like a bone stock one. The one I bought had already been dug into and messed with, so I just messed with it more.
For your age and what you have in the capacity, it's perfectly
But
fine.
like older, like people that buy like stock collectors ones aren't like ripping seats out of them and stuff like that. So like the stock seats are a little hard to come by.
Right.
Mine was kind of beat up before I learned leather maintenance and stuff. I probably could have restored it, but with some color lock. Cheap plug.
Actually, I was about to say that's a shameless plug.
That was a really cheap plug,
but
good. I had to do it.
But yeah, for the viewers that don't know, I am also pretty much head of color lock in the United States. So once we start pushing that brand, I will be the person of contact. So kind of
big color lock guy. When we did a Q&A on the last episode, somebody asked like about color lock, and we were like,
we need to have like a color lock just question and answers podcast where I just come on and we can just have people ask questions and you can just talk.
We should do that
and ask questions. But yeah.
But anyway, after I put the Brom seat in the car, the fixed back seat, I sold the stock seat for $150.
Oh.
Actually, I'm not even.
Or is that like market?
It was.
Like, was that what you could get for it at the time, or was that just like
based on the condition of the seat and how quick I needed it out of my house? That was kind of right, but it was kind of beat up.
So you should have held on to it for sure.
I don't think I would have broken 200 for it. Same thing with the stock soft top, dude. Removing the soft top from that car.
Then again, okay, I'm sorry, my brain just went to like if you kept the stock seat and then had it in the car, how much more of a resale value would it have brought? Or was it people?
I think honestly, it was just determining whether someone was going to buy it or not how much they were going to pay me for it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But also, most people when they put, I had a hardtop on mine.
Mm-hmm.
So most people when they put hardtops on the car, they'll literally just fold the soft top back and bolt the hardtop on.
Yep.
Especially because factory hardtops and some aftermarket ones, you can get them with latches where you can just and the whole hardtop comes off.
Right.
I didn't do that. I just straight bolted mine to the car. I could have gotten it off with a screwdriver and like an impact and like 10 bolts. It would have come off the car, but I didn't care. Right. Convertible tops are hard to like deal with. I didn't want it to be a convertible anymore. I didn't care about taking the top off. It looked cool with the hard top on it.
What you had done though is, so you technically could have taken it off and used it as use the soft top still.
Oh no, I ripped the soft top out of the car. Ripped soft top, back window, wiring, motors,
so you pulled
everything.
It all out.
Yep, every bit of soft top because there's a whole metal frame that like goes down behind the seats and stuff. Ripped all that out.
So that gave you trunk space, I'm assuming.
No.
So where did that all go?
There's just a little, chassis. Basically a little portion. It basically just folds back and sits behind the headrest of the seats.
Okay.
Because you have about that much room behind the seats in an S2000 because it's a coupe. Mm-hmm. So you have a little bit of space back there basically for the seat to move back and forth. Okay. And then there was a little platform up above that the soft top sat in.
So was there I guess my question is, did you do it because you had to, or did you do it because, like, what was the reason behind removing the soft top? Because could you have gotten away with
folding it back and putting the hard top on? Yeah. Weight reduction.
Okay.
Shaved 75 pounds off the car.
And then did you keep it?
No. Sold it.
For
next to nothing.
Jeez.
Which I don't even know.
How much do they go for?
I don't even know. Like, I don't really know. There wasn't really a lot of information on Marketplace at the time, or maybe I just didn't look hard enough. But yeah, I sold it for like next to nothing because honestly,
so you didn't, nothing broke. I'm not saying that you can't take a soft top out of a car, but how hard is it to take? It's can't be.
Oh my God, dude, that's the worst job I've ever done.
I mean,
took me, my dad, and a buddy of ours 8 hours, all three of us. Every bit of interior has to come out of the car because you got to think. You got to think if you're sitting in the car, right?
Yeah.
All the paneling behind you, all the interior panels, there's like sound deadening, and that's where all your wiring harnesses are.
Mm-hmm.
Every bit of interior had to come out of the car.
Jeez.
Every single interior panel.
Are we ready for our next victim?
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on, Ian.
Who is it? Robert's going to be next? That's crazy.
Okay, we're going to...
Fashionably late. Annie gets to be the next person on the podcast. You better
crazy.
You got to give him some crap for that. You're going to be like, hey, his flight was delayed, so it makes sense.
Can't really give him that much crap. All right, well, tell the people how they can
I don't think we're going into yet. I don't want to. I'm having a good time. You know what I mean?
Hey, me too.
I'm enjoying myself. I don't want to jump off too soon here. But yeah, no, it's been great. We can get to know me some more as well.
Yeah, we'll do more in the future.
Kind of just a quick introduction to how I came about and my kind of background, but. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Do you want to give the people Instagram anywhere to find
Justin, you? Ian_KCX and Ian Oblin on socials.
All right.
But yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, man.
We'll see you later, man. Yeah. All right. We've got Robert in the house. Robert, introduce yourself to the people.
Hello, my name is Robert. I'm in the house.
You are in the house.
No, Robert Pesci, born and raised in Chicagoland, and part of the best team in the world with KCX team right here.
Chicagoland.
Yeah.
Does that
sound weird to you?
No, I just did not think. That's not what I thought you were going to say.
Someone told me that the other day. They're like, who says Chicagoland? They're showing your age. I'm like, yeah, probably.
Land of hot dogs. Do you want to tell the people what you do for KCX?
Man, so I'm the area sales manager out of the North Central, so based out of Chicagoland.
Nice.
And, 9 surrounding states up in the central region there, and just helping assist everybody who needs, questions, helping in distribution, anything. We do a lot of products beyond, or services beyond the bottle. Mm-hmm. So any help you need beyond just selling your product, that's why I'm there. That's why I'm there to help. So
good. Yeah. All right. I was told to ask about this drink. What are we drinking here?
I'm sipping on this Polar Express drink. No, it's a Polar Seltzer, but I'm drinking it and I'm talking to
shout out to Polar, I guess.
Yeah, shout out to Polar. But I'm drinking. I'm like, why does it taste like a pancake? And I thought it was supposed to be clementine. It's an orange drink. It says it's brown sugar clementine.
That sounds gross.
It's pretty gnarly. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was like one of those flawed flavors when you're drinking something.
That sounds so not good.
It tastes like syrup with some clementine. So I'm gonna keep.
Rough.
I'm gonna keep.
I say that, but like a little part of me does want to try one. I may try one after this episode, but
I'm gonna keep drinking it, but it's not the greatest.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you can't waste it now. What are you gonna throw it away?
No, keep going.
Exactly. Okay, I haven't seen you since SEMA.
Yeah.
How have you been since then?
How have you been since then?
Good. Busy doing this.
I've been pretty good. Fortunately, winter is hitting Chicagoland, but
yes,
it's still keeping things pretty busy up there for us. Obviously, there's a lot of car washes rolling. Mm-hmm. Still a lot of detail shops rolling with the film, so it's getting interesting, I'd say.
Yeah.
But it's not summer anymore.
Has it been snowy?
Dude, we got like a foot up there now.
That's crazy.
Usually we've been lucking out where like snow doesn't hit till January. We've been having like nice warm climate, I guess. But now it's like feeling like the 90s again. Like we got snow rolling in. So
that's crazy.
I love it. So.
The one thing that people and you will learn about me, I don't like the cold.
Really?
I just don't like it.
Were you born and raised out here?
Yeah.
Oh, really? So,
yeah.
Okay. So,
here, I just don't do winter. I don't do cold very well.
I don't know anything else, man. I mean, I need...
Yeah, you're used to it.
We get a sample of everything, and I happen to love winter because I play ice hockey.
See, that's fair.
So I play outside and all that. So when I see winter coming, I'm like, yes, the spiders are dead. You can play hockey outside. We're good.
Yeah, see, that's not my speed. Yeah. My brother-in-law played hockey, though, and he's from Troy, New York, so he's all...
Yeah, there you go. Another cold.
All hockey. Yeah, very cold.
Right.
We went up there, me and my wife did, and... I mean, it's been a couple years ago, but we went up in February.
Really?
Dude, it's so cool. Walked out on a frozen lake. That was
it's gnarly
very,
then,
very foreign
because they
to me.
get all the blow by from Lake Michigan.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Even James hits it too.
Yeah, I don't do cold very well.
Yeah,
but
you get used to it.
I've actually been to Chicago too, but
really
been a couple of years ago. Yeah, Chicago was cool.
When's the last time you were there?
That was 20. Dude, I don't remember. A couple of years ago, 2022, 23.
What did you think of it? You were like, this is pretty cool. Because to me, I actually I'm over it. Living there my whole life,
Yeah, that's fair.
it just becomes like desensitized.
So we went, and I don't know what little pocket of Chicago we were in, but it was very nice, very clean. We were like right on the river somewhere. We were
probably like
in
that downtown, like Michigan Avenue is like the main one that goes on the lake.
Okay.
Were you around like the Bean?
We went to it. I don't think we were close
But
to it.
if you're like in that downtown area where you like see the lake and all that.
Yeah,
That's
I remember
pretty
we
nice.
were at some high-rise Marriott, like on the river.
Oh wow.
And it was a
River
very,
North
very
probably,
clean.
it sounds like River North.
That
That's
is
like the
that's ringing a
ritzy-
bell.
That's the ritzy area. That
Yeah,
sounds
so
nice.
yeah, Chicago was cool. I had a great time in Chicago.
Cool. All right.
Very clean, very pretty city.
I was actually not impressed coming here this time of year. I thought it was gonna be like really warm. It still feels just as cold.
Yeah, it's cold. Yeah,
What's up with that?
it gets cold, but it doesn't get like. It doesn't. It usually hangs around like 30s, 40s.
Oh really? I saw it's supposed to get to 60s again.
Yeah, it does that
But
a
I'm
couple
missing
times.
that.
It's not a very short. It's not a very long window of time that it's like consistently below like 30.
Okay.
That's like
'Cause I was
below
hoping-
30 or 40 is like super
I was
cold.
hoping to roll up and be like, oh, t-shirt and whatever.
No, it's not Florida.
It's
You're
still-
thinking of Florida.
Yeah. All right, there you go.
But okay, so give us some backstory. Tell the people about yourself. How'd you get here? What's your backstory?
Oh my Lanta.
How'd you end up here?
That's a coincidence. So I was in car sales, car industry a lot of my years, about 15 years collectively, and then detailing as well. A lot of it stemmed in the automotive industry. Like I always loved cars, right, which is why we're in this industry. But I started like, where could I put my best like skills together? What I'm passionate about, what I love. I dabbled in like being a mechanic, and did some detailing, like a lot porter, and then eventually I got into sales. And I was like, I love working with people. Auto sales for years has been notorious for being just like you work a ton of hours and it's a grimy business depending on where you work, right? But luckily I was fortunate enough to find areas that I could work with were good teams of dealerships.
Because you just sold what, Lexus? If I remember correctly.
I was recruited from Lexus last, but I worked for BMW a big chunk of my life.
Nice.
And then starting out, you kind of do the lower ranks, and maybe not, just more of economy brand like Honda, a Volkswagen, but a lot of BMW, a lot of Lexus.
Nice.
And funny enough story is that I ran into a CEO of Infiniti. And
I think I heard this story.
He came to I like to tell because it's like, what are the odds? It kind of led me here. So I talked to him, and props to him because he was secret shopping Lexus, and he's like, came in shorts, just regular gear, very nice guy. He's like, I just want to see what this brand taking and everything, because Lexus is very successful. So he walked around. I talked to him for an hour, and after that, he's like, hey man, just like link up with me, hit me up on LinkedIn. You seem like a very nice guy. I was like, well, thank you for that, and I'll hit you up. And then somewhere along the other, I refreshed into LinkedIn, and a recruiter hit me up for Koch Chemie. So all those like events just led to this point, and luckily there was a timing with an opening for the North Central and all that, and the team was expanding, and KCX is just expanding in general at such a rapid rate. So
Yeah,
it was a lot of
growth.
timing with opportunity. Unfortunately, I was accepted into the team. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I remember talking about this at SEMA because LinkedIn was kind of how I ended up here, but it wasn't recruiter. I had just graduated with like my 4-year degree and was looking for like a corporate level job because I had never done that. I had never done like corporate. I didn't have a degree. So I finished the degree and I was like, I need a real job.
Wow.
And I was literally searched marketing on LinkedIn and was scrolling and saw Koch Chemie and I was
Timing, dude.
like, apply.
Timing.
Yeah.
Because it could have been like 5 years later, maybe not, or maybe too soon too. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Because when I was looking for jobs, there was 3 jobs that I applied to that were in industries that I even cared about a little.
Yeah.
There was 100 other applications for
Right.
jobs in industries that I could not care less about.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
And I hit apply on this one and it worked out. So
It's timing, man. I'm telling you. Very cool.
luck of the Irish.
Your Irish background?
A little bit.
Yeah, all right. I got the Italian background.
From Chicago, I feel like that tracks.
Oh, like everyone's Italian. No.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of like flack about the Bear,
What do you mean?
the show?
Oh, no.
Oh, it's just a big Chicago thing.
Yeah, no, it is, but like, I don't get a lot of flack about it. So.
All right.
Fair enough question.
So tell us about your detailing background. You sold cars.
That's right.
What about
Sorry.
detailing?
So I was
deep
selling
dive that, 'cause I
cars.
don't think I've heard this.
That's right. I was selling cars
all.
at BMW for a good amount of years, and I was mainly doing pre-owned, like certified pre-owned.
Mm-hmm.
And every vehicle I delivered, I was so meticulous about. I hated it because like they would be dusty, or like, and you're buying like, whether it's like a $5,000 car, $20,000 car, $100,000, like it shouldn't be dirty when you're buying the car.
Right.
So not only would I sell the car, I would go in and then like in my suit and shirt and tie, I'm like cleaning the car. And then the porters there are getting mad. Like that's an insult. Like what, we didn't clean it good enough. And I was like, no, you did a good job. But like, I just want to do it this way.
Yeah, you did a good job. I'm just crazy.
It's like a control of clean, your product, what you're delivering.
Yeah.
It's not OCD, but a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So after years and years of doing it, I was like, I bet I could do this. And I love doing it. I'm passionate about it. And then it was the timing thing. COVID hit. And I could have stuck it out. I could have stayed with BMW. I have somewhat of a friend who still works there, and he's doing great. Like I could have just stayed the path of BMW, but I left to start my own detailing business. So
nice. Okay.
A lot of people have been doing that, right? COVID was a huge opportune time to do that.
Yeah.
So I made the choice, did it, and started full-fledged, 100% all-in mobile. Did mobile.
I was about to ask, was it shop or mobile?
It was a weird time. So, I don't know what the inventory is looking like now. It's still kind of horrible out in Chicagoland, but I remember during COVID, a shop that used to be $1,500 a month became like $4,000 a month. So I stayed mobile, and it's fine. But I took winters off. So that was the first time I was like,
I think that makes sense with mobile in Chicago.
Yeah, you plan, and I even looked it up when I started. They're just like, make your money and then squirrel away for the winter because you're not working. So that's what I did, and I took my first like 3 winters off, and
that's awesome.
It was awesome. You can learn a lot about yourself, reflect, take in new knowledge, but it's also like weird when you've been working like majority of your whole life.
Yeah.
But it was really cool because it's anyone who has the opportunity to do that, either start your own business or take time, or you're like cushioned enough. And fortunately, I still don't, but I don't have kids or anything like that. If I had like a big family, I probably wouldn't have been able to do that. You got a lot more, and you got to provide. So I was very fortunate for that. But collectively, about 6 years of that mobile detailing.
6 years, I didn't know that. That's cool.
But playing ice hockey, body started to wear down.
That'll do it.
So I was torn between this decision, and all the detailers out there know, like, man, we have a very laboring job. Surprisingly, you didn't realize it. I remember I'd be like grinding on my knees. I'm like, why is my knee popped? What was that sound? And it's like wear and tear, So like, turning 40 next year. If I was 22, your body's a little more resilient. But that was a hard decision to make. So then, I fell back into car sales because I do love that industry, and with the Lexus team I worked with, a phenomenal team. Like I didn't leave a bad team or a bad company. That's what was kind of hard to join Koch Chemie, but I knew I was like 1,000% more passionate about that then. Yeah. So it was a tough decision to make, but I'm very fortunate and glad that it worked out. So and that's kind of like my background in a nutshell.
Yeah. That's cool. Very kind of similar to a lot of guys' background here, I feel like.
Doing like I think that's why we're all kind of like, obviously our interests are similar. Yeah. A little bit different pivot points for each of us, but.
Yeah. I never did anything kind of like, I never did like professional detailing, like mobile or in a shop or anything. I just kind of got into it as something I like to do on the side because I had my S2000.
Oh, you had an S2000?
Yeah. You might have
heard
about this?
It, man, but in Vegas, there were a lot of talks.
There was a lot of stuff going on. It was a black.
Okay, maybe I don't know about this. Maybe I didn't hear about this.
Black on black 03 S2000.
I'm a fan of those. I like those.
It was such a good car. I had it for a couple of years. But the people have already heard this because I told this on another episode. But basically, I had that car, and it was at a shop getting like some maintenance work done. I was chasing a check engine light. It was a whole big thing. But while I was there waiting, like going to pick the car up, they had a big sign in the window that said something about paint correction and ceramic coating. And I got to talking with the guy about that. Because I was like, now I have this car that I like care so much about. So I want it to look good now. I'm like, now the gears are turning. What if I made this thing? Like detailed this thing, paint corrected it, got it looking good.
It was black on black.
Yeah. So the hardest thing to maintain.
How many miles are on when you got it?
Like 150.
Yeah. So man, you could see anything you would do to it would just make it look
refreshed. So good. But the thing was, I was talking to that guy, and then I got home that day and the light bulb went off, as it does with a lot of things that I do, where I'm like, I wonder if I can learn how to do this myself.
Yeah.
And then I just started Googling, and I spent a lot of time on the internet reading about detailing stuff. And then I started doing all of it, and then I just got really into it. I was I
think that's how. And
I was like, now I love cleaning cars.
But depending on when we started, right? I was always an enthusiast, but never took it to professional level.
Yeah,
it's like you started with enthusiast, but then like got the join on a professional level.
Yeah,
pretty quick.
Skipped over detailing as a job.
I'm not too old, I'm not too young. I'm like in the middle right now. But I remember like when you're started when I was 18, obviously the market was way different than it is today. Stuff's more accessible. The technology is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Products are in our face now, and obviously we can get them sooner and faster. But
that was kind of the progression was when I got into it. You start with stuff. I worked at O'Reilly actually for a while.
So you whatever they had.
Start with stuff I could get there
off the shelf, yeah.
And then you start using that stuff, and then you start wondering if there's better stuff out there. So then I kind of fell into still very weekend warrior-esque, because I
Yeah.
had this car and now I was like pretty knowledgeable about detailing, kind of knew what I was doing process-wise and knew
Yeah.
what products did what and stuff like that. But then you just start looking for better products, and then I
Yeah.
just started learning about other companies. So then when I was scrolling LinkedIn and saw this, I knew the name from being into detailing
That's crazy.
as a hobby. So I knew the name, so that's why I was like, apply. I hope I get this job.
O'Reilly's. Huh? I remember like it was either like whatever Walmart had, which wasn't much back then. Then you go to AutoZone. AutoZone was a staple for going to car stuff. There used to be some car boutique places. I don't know about down here, and then obviously O'Reilly's. So
Yeah.
you kind of go like your auto parts stores first
Yeah,
for detailing. So like whatever they had.
yeah,
And then like fast forward 10 years, it's like all of a sudden the market exploded and you got
Yeah.
way better products now. So.
yeah.
Yeah.
But O'Reilly's had a pretty good selection. But the other funny thing working there was once I got into that, and like everybody there knew that was a hobby that I was like good at and knowledgeable about.
Yeah.
Then if anybody walked in,
They come to you.
oh yeah,
That's
somebody would be like, hey, this spray wax, whatever. They would be like, Brandon, come here,
That's pretty cool.
talk to this guy. So
there
I
you
would
go.
talk to people about that. But then you start going looking for other products. So then I found my way to an actual detail supply place, and I would go get my stuff from there. And that's where you start seeing,
Yeah.
upper level kind of professional tailored brands, which is where I learned about Koch Chemie.
Yeah,
And then
you know
fast
what?
forward to scrolling LinkedIn, boom.
I hate to say it, I would have had no idea that they've been an operating company in 1968 because like all just Europe based, right?
Yeah.
Not in the U.S. So like it was a shock to me to see it finally came to U.S.
Yeah.
And then when I saw the opportunity, I was like, holy cow.
When I started here, I actually I didn't realize how short the time it had been in the U.S.
Yeah,
was.
I just knew it
Because
was here.
I started last year, and then someone said 2020. I was like,
Right. I
wow.
thought it was at least like 22, 23, but maybe that's when it started really
Yeah,
taking off. But it blew my mind to find out everything about the company. And
yeah,
it even made me feel more proud because obviously I've worked with BMW and German brands, and I know they've always had this degree of a super high standard. So it made me proud to find that out too with
Yeah.
the company. So all good stuff there.
yeah. It's funny. I actually ran into a buddy of mine. I was in Boy Scouts when I was younger, and a week ago, I ran into a buddy of mine that was in the same scout troop, and I think he works kind of on the side or like part-time as a driving instructor at Porsche.
Oh, wow. Oh,
And
my
so
gosh.
he was like, oh, what are you doing? And I was like, hey, the Porsche like detail bay?
Yeah.
I was like, I work for that company that makes all the detailing stuff. And he was like, what?
He's
and I was like,
"Wait,
yeah.
What are the odds? Like,
Yeah.
you guys split from Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
Back together. and there
Yeah,
you
he
go.
went to Porsche. I went to Koch Chemie.
Oh, man.
But
all right. What
Well,
else, man?
I don't know. I'm hyped everyone's in town. Are you excited for our Christmas party?
Dude, I can't even believe I'm here for that because like I haven't eaten all day. So I'm like, what are we doing here?
Good.
I just realized
go out to a nice dinner
realize I'm in
tonight.
this room with you right now talking into a microphone.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, you just ended up here. But we'll go out to a nice dinner tonight. You'll get a lot to eat. It'll be good.
Wait. But if
yeah, and then
anything
we're-
else, what else we got?
What are we doing? We're playing putt-putt and racing karts tomorrow.
Are we really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You a good go-kart driver?
Yeah, well, I'm to end on this note, like I'm the responsible guy. I noticed when we went to the track in Atlanta, everyone's flying and I'm the guy going like this. I'm like, slow down, we've got a corner
Slow it
coming
down.
up. I'm the guy who's like, dude, don't crash. So I'm gonna like facilitate and not try to crash into you. Whereas like the younger me would
But
have
come
been
on,
like,
man. Rubbin's racing.
the younger me
go-karts.
would have
Come
been
on.
like just crash people. But now I'm like, yo, let's just hold on, chill. We got to
Yeah.
turn and all that. And like I was the
Rubbin-
only guy doing that.
Rubbin's racing, man. It's go-karts. You'll be fine. You got helmets on.
Dude, didn't you've done it at the? We're not going to Atlanta or the track, are we?
No, we're going to
Lambeau
Andretti.
Sport Park. Okay.
Smaller track.
But indoor, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, those carts at AMP. Are
I saw them all
serious.
collide together, and I was like, dude, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, the ones at AMP. Yeah,
and
those
they-
are fast.
And they threaten you like you're gonna pay for $4,000 of a go-kart.
Yeah,
I'm like, no.
dude, I was running the carts at a training right after I first started.
Yeah.
I was out there running carts, and one of the other guys, actually, Eric Vaughn, Charleston Detail. Shout out to him. He's a cool guy. But we were coming into that first turn after that big downhill.
Yeah.
And I don't think there was any contact, but we both must have hit a pebble or something and spun all the way through the runoff into the grass after that first turn. But the thing is, we were both next to each other and we both spun into the runoff, and there was no contact, and they like stopped, and then he was like 15 feet next to me.
Oh my gosh.
And I looked at him, and we were both just like, and just kept on
like,
going. We were like,
whatever.
I was like, you good? And he was like, yeah, let's just keep going.
Wow. Those are fun though, man.
But yeah, I haven't done the carts at Andretti in a while, but they're pretty cool.
I literally watched Gran Turismo on the flight here.
Oh,
To get,
dude,
like,
you're
hyped up
ready.
again. Yeah,
You're
I was
ready.
like, this is sick.
Dude, you're locked in.
Sim
You
racing?
are gonna run into someone.
Probably. We'll see.
That's good. But yeah,
that's good.
I've done the carts at Andretti once, and the cool thing is the one I went to, it's 2 levels, so there's some elevation change in the track. It's kind of cool.
All right.
But
This will be your first time.
what about
for me.
putt putt? You a golfer?
Yeah, I mean, I've putted my whole life, right? We grew up with like, is it called putt-putt out here?
No, it's called putt something.
Because we used to grow up back in the day, it was called like putt-putt.
Yeah.
And then they have
Mini
all these
golf.
little- yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I do that. And I started golfing this summer, but I've always like went to little putting greens.
Yeah.
Little mini golf.
I was into
places.
I played golf for a while.
Like actual?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's pretty cool.
For a while, like right after high school. But I haven't
Really?
played in years.
All right.
Yeah.
You still got your clubs and everything?
Yeah. No,
Right.
actually, my clubs are in a storage unit. Actually, they're in my dad's storage
Righty
unit.
or lefty?
Righty.
All right, cool.
Yeah, my clubs are in my dad's storage unit. Dad, please don't. He keeps asking me to take them out there, but I have nowhere to put them. So
Oh, man.
I don't know what I'm going to do with them.
All right.
I don't have any space for them in my house, but he's been trying to clean out his storage unit. He's like, you need to get your golf clubs. I'm like, I don't.
I went on Marketplace and bought some guys like set that he's like, I'm done playing. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I'll take them.
Yeah.
I was trying to convince Justin the other day to bring his own putter to the putt place.
I'm that guy that wants the Happy Gilmore putter, the hockey blade.
Yeah.
stick.
Oh, that would be
I saw
good.
that became a thing finally.
That would be good. All right,
We're,
man.
wrapping up here.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for introducing yourself to the people.
Thanks for having me.
Do
Thanks.
you want to give them your Instagram anywhere they can hit you up?
Robert KCX. Yeah. It's simple Instagram right there. And I
Yeah.
think that's about it.
I think that's it.
But other than that, proud to be part of the team and thanks for checking us out.
All right, man. Have fun. See you later. You want to introduce yourself to the people? Tell them who you are,
so
what you do.
I'm William Lara, and I'm the area sales manager for Florida and the Caribbean.
Florida and the Caribbean.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's been challenging, but we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
For sure.
How's that going?
It's fun.
You're
It's
fairly
fun.
new to Florida, or not to Florida, but to.
No, I mean, I'm born and raised in Miami,
Okay.
right? So, been in the industry for some time, and, the Caribbean I love,
Mm-hmm.
who doesn't? I love going down to Key West and the whole tropical feel.
Mm-hmm.
And the Caribbean market is definitely something that we're going to be growing, for sure.
Cool. How long have you been at KCX?
Since June, about 6 months.
Yeah, pretty new.
Oh, wow.
New guy. Yeah.
It went by quick, right?
Yeah, I haven't
The
seen
newbie.
you-
I'm like the rookie.
Yeah, I haven't seen you since SEMA. So how have you been since then?
Good. SEMA was a great show. It was great seeing everybody in person
Yeah.
because, when you communicate very easily and everything. So
Yeah.
it's different for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, no, SEMA was a good time.
Yeah,
was
I mean,
fun.
I enjoyed it other than having food poisoning for most of it. It was terrible, but
I forgot about that.
dude, it was
Oh
like
my God.
terrible. It was
Yeah, that's
terrible.
insane.
I couldn't I had solid food. I took one of the distributors, UM distributor, to dinner on Wednesday. Where I had like orange chicken. It's like, you need to try this. I'm like pure soup and like grits for like 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
Had that and I was like, oh.
Speaking of UM, did you go to the training with them?
No,
With Diego?
couldn't make that. But we're
Okay.
actually planning a second training in March, which
Yeah.
is the second stage that Diego is doing with
Yep.
more in that paint correction and so forth.
Yeah, paint
I'm definitely
correction-
looking forward to it.
Paint
It's-
correction,
it's-
wet sanding.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one will be here in Georgia. Will be something that we'll
Yep.
continue doing here, and then we're going to Puerto Rico and giving that market something fun. So
Yeah, UM's doing some cool stuff down there.
I mean, they're killing it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy, right? you
Yeah.
know what I mean? They keep
I'm sure you are.
They keep me happy. But it's definitely they have definitely a good community there of detailers that just get together,
Yeah.
So
All right, so tell the people how you ended up here. What's your background? What's your detailing background?
wow. So I've always been into cars, right? Classics in particular.
Nice.
I've always liked to keep it clean. I've worked at a car wash when I was like, I don't know, probably not the legal age, but I was like 13 years old, right? My neighbor owned it, so whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then eventually, I've always had the dream of starting my own business, right? Of, okay, like what could it be? Like detailing, could it be? One day I just got tired of it, man. Like I wouldn't say dissatisfied of where I worked, but I felt like I was meant for a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I started detailing part-time just to make extra money. And then the part-time people like, okay, like I'm getting calls. People will call me and like, will think I have this full-time business, but I don't. I was like doing it part-time. Then one thing led to another. I was able to really, I'll talk to my wife. I was like, listen, I think I'm going to just go full-time and to detailing. It's like, do you think you could do it? I was like, I mean, I got to figure it out,
Yeah,
right?
maybe.
Like, I mean, maybe, right? But
Yeah.
I have a good feeling about it. Then one thing led to another, building good relationships, attending trade shows like Mobile Tech, SEMA, that we're just passionate Mobile Tech coming. Started working with a lot of the manufacturers, behind the scenes, and I'm here, just building relationships and enjoying the industry, giving back. I've had my own store. I
Nice.
did sell products, and it was something that it was time for me to have a change, especially with my daughter being born and everything else. I was like, you know what? KCX wasn't in the spectrum, to be honest with you. I was looking at different opportunities, and the fact of that KC, when he was in California, I was there for an event in June. Drove an hour and a half just to me. I was like, okay, that like If he's willing just to have a conversation, I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the people have been great, so no complaints.
Yeah, that's what it's about. It was relationships.
I mean, that's something that's overlooked a lot, right?
Yeah.
So it's like even not just as a sales manager or a sales rep or however you want to put it, just in life in general, right? Just I feel like God put me in this world to be a connector, right? With people I've connected, different distributors in my market, right? Together, that maybe didn't look eye to eye, but I was able to put them at the table and like, listen, like
it happens.
we could all work together and make even more money.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want?
Yeah.
So
yeah. Go hang out in Florida, sit on the beach, talk to distributors.
Well, it wasn't to the beach. It was more like closer to Disney World, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, close enough.
Florida's fun. Florida's fun, I've enjoyed it. I've grown up there. I don't see myself anywhere else. And I've enjoyed, working with people that I've already known in the industry. So it's more like just passing by, saying hi.
Yeah.
So it's been fun.
Speaking of Disneyland, you excited for Mobile Tech?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I am excited. Mobile Tech for me is where everything started.
Yeah.
I went to my first Mobile Tech 2016 or 17. And I remember I was begging a friend of mine to go with me. He didn't want to go. So I'm like, I went solo. Didn't know nobody. Got the cheapest hotel I could find. Couldn't afford nothing else. I was like, okay. So I meet different individuals in the industry. And yeah, it's fun. I love Mobile Tech. I wouldn't miss it.
Yeah. This will be the first year I'm going is the next one.
Is it?
Yeah.
We're actually having a 2-day training at Supreme Superstore in Orlando.
Yes, we are.
With Diego.
Yep.
I'm definitely excited for that.
Yeah.
Because we don't just have detailers coming. We got other distributors that are partnering up with other distributors, the quote unquote competition, right?
Yeah.
Of showing not just unity, but just to work together. And so I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah. MTE should be fun. Like I said, I've never been, but everyone says it's a pretty good time. Yeah.
Never been to Mobile Tech. Oh, that's gonna be fun. We have to do
No,
something.
I mean when I started late summer last year, some of the plans for Mobile Tech were already kind of in place, and I just put the rest of it together. Got the booth all set up and sent 2 or 3 guys down there. But this year we're doing
I think
it
the
bigger.
past 10 years I probably missed maybe 1 or 2 Mobile Techs at the most that I could just think of. But
yeah, last year was we had a pretty small setup, pretty small team.
What's cool about Mobile Tech is shameless plug, but is the truth is is a local community, right? That's a show for detailers and PDRs.
Yeah,
right?
that's it used to be PDR.
So people don't know Mobile Tech back in the days used to be 100% PDR. It may have had 1 or 2 detailing vendors, and it started going throughout the years, right? Like people, with IDA, and different individuals, in the industry. And now it's for me, it's a detailing show.
Yeah,
Even though the guys that do PDR, they show up like wild, it's crazy, right? But it's fun. It's a fun show. I think it's a great show for detailers, not just to connect with each other, but connect with the manufacturers that they're always messaging or seeing on Instagram or Facebook and so forth. So
yeah, but this year you're gonna be cool. Like I said, I'm going. Justin's going. We're sending 10 people down there. We got double the booth size.
No way.
We got double the booth.
So I saw we moved it to a bigger booth.
Yeah.
Yes, a 10 by 20. Am I right?
Yeah. So we got double the booth from earlier from Mobile Tech this year.
Nice.
Plus, I got a second booth where we're just going to be running this podcast all day.
Is it nearby?
It's like 1 row and then down a little bit.
No way.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
So whoever is there where we can pull on a special guest, or me and Justin will
that
just run
is
it all day,
awesome.
kind of like what we did at
You know
SEMA.
what's funny? I think they had a paint correction competition.
Yeah.
Right? And
I thought about entering it, but I think I would
the
get
individual
smoked.
who won used Koch Chemie products.
I heard
compound and
that.
polishes.
I met him for 2 seconds at SEMA, and then I was like, hey, if you're going to be back here later,
Yeah,
let's
but
talk
SEMA
about some
gets
stuff.
crazy. It's
and
it's
then
so hard.
both of us got sidetracked, and I didn't see him again. So I
that's
forgot.
funny.
I think what was his
We'll
name?
make it happen.
Forgot his name. Mike?
Mike, yes.
Yeah,
Mike.
shout out to Mike.
He's in Jacksonville. Shout out.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
He was cool. I met him for a second.
I mean, what's cool about it is that you have all these marquee guys in the industry, right? And he's a nobody.
That's-
not like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that, but it's nobody knew who he was.
Yeah.
He just comes in this shop oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that was awesome meeting him at SEMA. He's cool.
Yeah, he was just in Miami this past weekend, so it was cool.
Nice. Do
hanging
you
out
see
with
him a lot? Do you?
No, I had
do y'all's
an
paths
event or
cross?
show in Miami, a charity car show that I was putting together, and he just came to show love and support. So
Nice. Okay. What's the Florida? Speaking of cars, what's the Florida car scene? Is pretty interesting.
there's a little bit of everything,
Yeah.
right? You got
You're-
your imports, you got your classics. I was doing a charity car show for a charity called the Love Fund.
Nice.
which looks after fallen officers' families and those that need help today.
Nice.
Great charity, something I'm very passionate about, just giving back, but especially for those at the front lines. And man, we had classic cars, Corvettes, Porsches, C10s, S10s, you name it.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of everything. The car show is very kind of all over the place.
Yeah. It's funny, me and Ian were talking about cars earlier, and he said his dad had an old Chevelle. But he like got into that and then branched off into European cars. I did the opposite thing.
Yeah, I used to be big into imports, like Hondas, Toyotas.
See, that's where I'm at.
If I get one of those today, it'll be a very old one, right? But
How
I just
old?
like old cars.
How old are we
80s,
talking?
70s, 60s.
All right.
Like, yeah, I don't like nothing new.
Finding Japanese cars that old is really hard.
It is inexpensive, if
Yeah.
you could. Expensive.
Yeah, my brother-in-law a couple years ago sent me a Facebook link or a Facebook Marketplace link to, it was like an 83 Honda Accord wagon. And I was like, dude, you absolutely should buy that thing.
I mean,
And
I torture
but-
myself on Facebook Marketplace all the time, and I look at stuff that I just can't buy.
I do the same
You know
thing.
what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's rough.
Oh, is it available?
Yeah,
You know what
yeah, I do
mean?
the same thing. Facebook Marketplace. But yeah, I kind of did the opposite thing Ian did, where my dad's got two Camaros. And one was an 80. It's an 84 that he had in high school.
Oh,
that it
that's
just kind of like
nice.
never really left. We never sold it. It just kind of like
early
stayed
80s,
around.
yes.
So I had like the classic thing, but then as I got older, I got into Japanese cars.
I mean, I like Japanese cars, but I would say more like the older ones.
Yeah.
Nothing really new. I'm like early 80s Chevy C10 square body.
I do love a street truck.
You know what I mean?
Slammed
It's
C10.
like somebody asked me the other day, so I forgot who it was, and they were like, so if you have one car, I was actually at church, and I'm like, you have one car and money's not an option, what would you buy? I'm like, oof.
Oh, that's a
I mean,
tough
can I
one.
have like three?
3-car garage? Actually,
No,
give me,
but can
give
I
me-
have three options?
Yeah,
Or
give
like,
me your 3-car garage.
all right,
All the
so
money in the world, 3-car garage. Go.
It can include a family car, right? Like that's like I gotta buy.
It's up to you.
I gotta buy. Okay, cool. I would say a 1964 Chevy Impala,
Good.
a 1956 Bel Air, and a 1981 Chevy C10 dropped.
I like that. I'm not a big Bel Air guy. I think
Four-door,
the problem with
four-door.
Bel Airs is I've seen a million of them.
I mean, it has to be built right and painted right to make it
Yeah.
like unique, the uniqueness of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
It's just a
I
matter
would
of
say-
it's just a matter of who can dump more money into a Bel Air than the next guy.
I mean, so it's like, you know, I asked the guy, he's like, hey, if they put $70,000 in front of you right now, right? Will you go buy a new truck or an old truck? I'm like, Well,
It's a
you
tough
could,
one.
You could buy, I'll buy an old one.
Yeah.
Because you could, I mean, brand new engine, transmission, whatever,
Yeah.
you name it. Oh, drive like it's a brand new car. So what's the point? You know?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I do love a street truck, a slammed C10 with giant wheels on it. Yeah.
I would say like a
into it.
4.6 drop because
Yeah.
the 5.7 will rub. Put a small block 350.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. Maybe a single turbo.
Can't beat it.
I mean, no. I mean, you'll go down the rabbit hole financially, but you know what I mean, though?
Yeah. That's like a cliff. You go and then you just
Which
right off.
I'm not gonna spend money on my truck.
What do
but
you mean?
I have an old truck that's just sitting there. My wife is like, "Oh, you
What
need
kind of
to
truck
sell
is
it."
it?
2004 Silverado.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I want to sell it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Don't.
Yeah,
What if you didn't?
I'm trying to buy a house eventually.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? So if I show up or put money, you know, I'll spend all night just building a shopping cart of like stuff that I want to do. So I'm already like, okay, no, let me start deleting. You know?
Yeah. Me and my wife were lucky enough to buy our spot without me having to sell my S2000 that I had.
Those are nice. You still have it?
No, I sold it like a year later,
Ah.
which did very much help our savings account. But
I mean,
it got to a point where I didn't really drive it enough, and it was just kind of like sitting outside collecting dust.
Nice.
And it got to a point where I was like, this is such a good car. It deserves better.
I mean, it's been sitting
I was like,
there.
you need to this car needs to go to a person who's going to
I mean,
respect it.
you know,
Because I did at one point,
yeah.
but then once it got to a point where I didn't drive it, I was like, you need to be owned by someone who will respect you.
So God bless me with this opportunity, and like, you know, I have a company car where I go and I do demos and stuff like that. So it's been sitting there for like 4 or 5 months, just sitting there. I'm like, okay, it needs a few points, this and that. So if I sell it, cool.
yeah.
You know, I'll buy something else
Or
eventually.
drop it and put cool wheels on it and exhaust.
Yeah, no, I have a
Low,
shopping cart.
loud,
I have a
big
shopping
wheels.
cart, 4.6 drop, you know, 22-inch, you know, 24-inch wheels.
Yeah.
You know, I have the whole front that's Line X, you know, lights, LEDs, and all that stuff. So
Yeah, exactly.
they look really nice for storage. Just have
They are
terrible
cool.
resale value.
Yeah, they are pretty cool. When I see like lowered ones, I'm like, those are pretty slick.
Yeah. But it's like, do I want to spend the money into that one, or do I want to just save up, eventually buy a house and just buy what I really want, like a early 80s C10 or something?
Yeah,
I like the S10s, but it has to be an old.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, old
Classic
trucks are
my
sick.
thing.
That's where my dad's really into old street trucks.
Oh,
too.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now every now and again, I'm like, you
I
should
mean, it
buy a
has more
C10.
personality. It's more, like I like S10s, but they're a little smaller. But if you buy like a early '80s, C10, that's a small block. 350. They normally come in at 305. But
I always wanted to do one of the builds I've like had planned out in my head is like an older, like a mid '90s Toyota pickup, the little tiny ones, the little tiny 2-door ones, but build it like
they're kind of like bubbled in the front.
yeah, a little bit,
Yeah.
But instead of like classic street truck, build it like more Japanese, like low with some like Volk wheels on it.
I mean, there's people that have had that.
Put a 1J in it out of a Supra.
OBS is on there.
Could be.
Oh, you
Yeah.
got me thinking about that now.
Yeah, little Toyota, little
They'll look nice. I
Yeah,
mean, those
Toyota,
those are really, really, really good cars.
yeah.
In general, mechanically, I mean, like to fix them are easy.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just the issue with cars now, classic cars in particular, is to find the parts. Right? Where
Yeah.
can you find them? So
Yeah. Honestly, with the 84 that my dad's got, it's been some parts are kind of hard to find. Like he's gone to like junkyards and gotten some. He got like door panels and stuff off an old car.
my
off an
first
old
car
one,
that I bought for like I think it was like $600-700 was a 1984 Chevy S10.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, great truck.
I mean, I loved it. I mean, I crashed it, but whatever. Like,
What's funny is speaking of my dad and cars, he's got the old Camaro that we've been working on for years, but he also had a 350Z randomly for a while,
what year?
like a 08-ish 350Z.
Okay.
HR 6
Okay.
speed. It's a cool car.
It's nice. It's fast if you put them right.
Yeah, they're cool. 350Zs, I said this on a previous podcast, but 350, you tell me if you agree with this. 350Z right now may be the most fun per dollar spent. Because they're not that expensive.
No, they're not that expensive. And you could do some cool stuff to it to where it's a fun drive.
Pick them up like $7,000, and then you have 300.
I mean, a little bit less, a little bit more, but
300 horsepower, 6-speed coupe, rear-wheel drive.
you know what?
It's a recipe for a
drive
good
stick shift.
car. No? Don't know how or just don't like it?
I just
Okay.
don't like it. I
Yeah.
like to cruise. You know what I
That's
mean? I was
fair.
very big when I had like imports, and then when I had a Civic, it still wasn't stick shift, but I don't know. I like to cruise. I
get
don't
it.
like to be like worrying about seeing
Yeah,
gear, none of that.
that's fair. When I dailied the S2000 for a while, and looking back on it, I'm like, God, it sucked. But
I mean, especially if we're going uphill down here in Georgia.
yeah,
it's like
not
crazy.
It's not fun. It's
That's
like it's
awesome.
fun in a way, but like not fun in another way. Especially like sitting in traffic, it's not fun.
No, 100%. I agree.
So did your detailing come from being into classic cars and just wanting them clean?
Man, I've always had the entrepreneurial like spirit, like
Okay.
per se, right? I've always wanted to like own my own business or whatever. Came, I saw it, conquered, right? And eventually just started detailing, man. Like I always liked my car cleaned. I've always noticed.
it's a natural
I've always
progression.
noticed every paycheck. I was always like, all right, I'm gonna go get a haircut, and I'm gonna go clean my car at the car wash. I didn't know much about the industry, quality wise, brand wise, and stuff.
Hang
And
on, can I time out for a second?
Yeah.
Did you say get a haircut?
Yeah.
Did you have
I'll have hair
long
tomorrow. I'll have hair tomorrow.
Okay, gotcha.
I'll have hair tomorrow. I started going bald right after COVID, just FYI, right?
I was wondering if you pay someone to do that or if you do that yourself.
Both.
Okay, fair enough.
Both. Yeah. So,
I had to ask. I was like,
I mean, I started going bald, COVID when all the barbers were closed, and then I asked my barber what machine he has. I bought him on Amazon, just went at it.
There you go.
Like, cool, it'll last until my next haircut. So ever since I've been going bald.
all right.
But other than that, we're talking about
Detailing.
Detailing, that's right. So
That's the whole thing.
I used to, yeah, I know, right? So I used to take it to a car wash, and I've always had like a little, kit or box or whatever, where like a towel, a spray wax, or
Yeah.
whatever it was, and I always ended up doing something to the car afterwards. It was like whether it was glass, whether it was the wheels are still kind of banged up.
Yeah.
So I used to go to the car wash, go to the car street at the gas station, just look at it. I've always just been passionate for it, and then eventually one thing led to another. We talked earlier about the relationship building, and just building the right relationships. This came about building the right relationships, and I wouldn't stress that enough. I've had a good relationship with Anderson's 2016.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that either.
2016, 17, and I've had zero complaints. You know what I mean? And not to blow smoke, but is the truth.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it, right? Everybody has been great so far, and it was something that I was like kind of opinion when the opportunity came about. So,
That's good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because I kind of had the same thing getting into detailing.
What did you do before?
Before this?
Yeah.
I worked for Kennesaw State University in a warehouse. I kind of bounced around jobs until I got here, but I bounced around jobs and then realized I wasn't going to get the job. I always wanted to work around cars because I've been into cars for so long. I told the story on another podcast, so the people are probably tired of hearing this, but bounced around jobs. And then I had 2 years of college under my belt and kind of was just like, I'll do the rest of college later, the 4-year thing later. Bounced around jobs and realized I probably wasn't going to get what I wanted without a degree. Went back, got a degree, and then scrolling LinkedIn and found Koch Chemie. And then I was into detailing before just as a side hobby because I had the S2000 and I wanted to keep it clean. But
I mean, everything always starts like as a side hustle or hobby or something.
Yeah,
it just leads to something
but that's
else,
what's
right?
funny is I never did it for money. I always just kept my own stuff clean. But I got so deep into it that I was like using professional level products because you try out the stuff. I worked at O'Reilly, so I'd try out the stuff there. And then I was like, I wonder if there's a better product for this or something. And that's just kind of how I ended up here. But
Yeah, sounds good.
yeah. Well, thanks for coming on, man.
No, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for talking. I actually didn't know a lot about your story, but
Yeah, maybe we'll do another one at Mobile Tech.
that's probably a good move since we'll have
podcast.
this.
Yeah, we're getting.
We'll have this whole
Who is that
setup.
kicking us out here? Was it
I don't
Justin?
know. Yeah, probably. But but yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed all the special guests this
Definitely.
episode. And do you want to tell the people anything where they can hit you up, any Instagrams or anything?
Either Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook at William_KCX. And
There you go.
reach out if you have any questions on Florida market or just in products in general.
Yeah, hit them up. Other than that, go follow Koch Chemie USA on Instagram. Subscribe to Koch Chemie on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to podcasts. And we will see you guys next time with Justin and some special guests. So we're going to get out of here. See you guys.